Hi everybody, Father Bill Holton here, and this is your Friday Reflection, and I have a special guest, or actually I'm in someone's special guest space, and you are?
I'm Welo Cao. I am the pre-kindergarten teacher here at Holy Trinity School.
Awesome. So now, how long have you been here at Holy Trinity?
Well, this is my 5th year teaching at Holy Trinity School, but I've actually been a parishioner since 2007. Okay. So my family and I've been here prior to being married. All my 3 children are here. I have currently an 8th grader, a 3rd grader, and a 1st grader who are at the school as well.
Awesome. And we're in the pre-K room. We're sitting in chairs that are, well, let's just say tiny little chairs. So we're kind of scooching down and just kind of getting in the feel of what it's like to be in here. So tell us what it is that goes on in pre-K. What is pre-K, by the way?
Pre-K, pre-kindergarten is the class that we have to get ready to be in kindergarten. So it's your first foray in how to be in school. So we're learning how to be with peers and socializing, working with each other, where we are working on numbers and letters as well. But we're also learning how it is to be a community. The idea of, you before we get into kindergarten, we're working on how to verbalize our needs, what's going on, understanding that there is a God who loves us, and we're learning that amongst peers, going to mass with other kids in the class, with buddies and other. So it's your first step on how to be in school, and you're learning it in a very loving and faith-filled community.
What is the age group that is pre-K typically?
We are a 4-year-old program with usually 4s and 5s. Since most kids will be going into kindergarten the next year, you would be 4 by September 1st. And then sometimes we have students as well who are already 5 or will be 5 in a few days and just want that extra year to keep growing and developing. We have a full day and half day program. So it does follow the school schedule where we are here from 8 a.m. to 3:05 p.m.
And when you think about the curriculum, what is pre-K curriculum?
Well, in pre-K, the nice thing about going to pre-K is that it is a balance of both, not just your academic, but also your social emotional development. Mm-hmm. And of course, so it is a balance of, it's a structured environment where we learn how to transition from eating a snack to going out to recess, wearing our shoes by ourselves for the first time. And also we're in an environment where there are less adults than kids. So it's also learning how to wait your turn when you have a need, and understanding that you would have to be able to use your words and be able to work together as a team when you're trying to problem solve, and there are differences with things. So it's in pre-K, we focus on capital letters and writing them, and our numbers 1 to 10. So academically, we are working on your first bits of math, like patterns, and we're not necessarily adding 2 apples and 3 apples, but we're learning vocabulary such as how many are they all together. So before we're actually adding, we're learning what more and less is. So it's a lot of things that we are teaching before you get to kindergarten setting. Of course, we also get to enjoy our other teachers in a school who are teaching PE and music and Spanish and also art. So our pre-K students also get the chance to have those classes embedded in the schedule each week. They see them at least twice a week. I also teach religion classes where it's learning about the liturgical calendar, understanding. Right now it's Lent, so we sang the song. We are singing the song daily with what Father Anthony taught during Mass about what Lent is, what prayer, fasting, and almsgiving is. And so we're singing a song right there in the back. You'll see next to our regular calendar, we also have a Lent calendar. So right there, right here. So I'll show it to you later, but in our Lent calendar, we're counting up to the days that lead to Easter. Mm-hmm. So we're also talking about what Easter is and being able to build up the days to get there. So I teach that in ways that are palatable to our 4 and 5-year-olds, mm-hmm. because I think I'm a really huge proponent of having them understand their faith and in a way that is very in the language that they can comprehend really well. So that's really important to me as a pre-K teacher, for them to not only learn their letters and their numbers and how to be together, but understand that there is a God who loves us and what He's calling us to do for each other. So I do teach that a lot also in pre-K.
Well, and that's, I think, the secret sauce of a Catholic school. We're not just a private school. We are a Catholic school, so we lift up our faith and want to teach the kids. We do respect other people and their faiths, but they know they're coming into a Catholic space, and we'll have them learn how to do things like the sign of the cross and other kinds of things, but at the same time respecting their faith as well. Hey, maybe you could share the whole space. This is an amazing, colorful space. Would you be willing to give us a tour, or give me a tour, and then I'll grab the camera and walk around with you?
Absolutely. I'm happy to show you around pre-K.
Okay, so there's Miss Cao, and we are in the hallway walking into pre-K.
Come on through. So in my class, we have inside shoes and outside shoes. When students come in, they actually take out their outside shoes. This also keeps the class clean. And it also is a good way for them to teach how to put their shoes on and off as well. So come on through. They come in and we have coat racks for each child. They hang their coats and then they come on through here. On our classroom, we have their own bathrooms. They actually have their own bathrooms over here. Wow. So come on over. They wash their hands. If they need to use the bathroom, here are bathrooms. They are not adult size. They're
tiny, tiny. Really tiny.
So I do teach, concepts of left and right, being able to flush by themselves. And I do want to mention as well, our pre-Kers are fully potty trained, so that's not something I would be teaching. But I do help and support if they do need to learn how to do certain things. But they do come knowing how to be able to use the bathroom independently. These are their cubbies right here. So what I have them do in the morning is each of them have a star, and they pick up their star and they answer a question of the day. So I like to check sometimes if they recall how to what a letter is, what the word is. So I have them read it, or an adult reads it for them. I do have some who are readers and some who are beginning in their reading journey. I have them look and say, oh, does your letter start with D? Do you have the letter D in your name? And they would decide, and that helps me check if they know it. They would leave it there. My classroom can have up to 20 students. That is something that is allowable in our licensing. So it just differs per year. Sometimes we have less than 20. Other years I've had just 20. So it would just really depend on the year from time to time. You would see over here, this is kind of a play area. We do have time for free play, both inside and outside the classroom. So inside here, we have a mini kitchen. We have a lot of pretend play over here and puzzles there. So these are things that we pull out and that we play with. And I also have a quiet area. And this is for those who sometimes a lot of excitement happens in the classroom, and I have a student who just needs some quiet space. So once in a while, or if they're having a big feeling and moment, they say, I need to go to the quiet area. So we have a lot of different things here that they could have to comfort them. Of course, I have Jesus here to comfort them. Different fidgets or books and toys for them to help calm. And then once they're ready, they just come join our class. So yeah, there's different things that we do. I have an assistant who is with me full day. So there are always 2 adults in the room at all times, whether it's me and the assistant or the assistant and the music teacher. There will always be 2 adults at a time. We do teach them how to do small group stations. So when I'm teaching math or I'm teaching reading or writing, there's at most 4 students at a time per table that I work with or that my assistant works with. So in that way, we're able to really introduce a concept to them really well, check. And then we also do a lot of whole group activities. This is the carpet. We have a smart board as well. So once in a while, when I'm reading a story, I'll project it over here so that everyone could see that. We have different books that we bring out per week that they can peruse through.
And Dr. Seuss, some of my favorites.
Yes, this week we are learning about the letter R. So I'm talking a lot about rhyming. So a lot of Dr. Seuss books. have rhymes in them, and they're liking that, they're hearing that rhymes. And then because we're working on our R's this week, this is our calendar. We do work it, we sing, we work on it each morning. We have a morning meeting, and this is the Lent calendar that I was talking about earlier. So every day, our prayer leader is the one who colors in the page, and then we count, and as we get closer to Easter, we count how many more days do we get until we talk about the really big celebration.
A lot of books over here. What's this?
We do have different types of books, different categories. We bring them out depending on time, so we categorize them into either in the type of insects or what makes them special, dinosaurs. We go through them throughout the year, so we'll bring out a few at a time, and then we replace our books as well in our bookshelf.
Thank you, Mrs. Cao, for your wonderful hospitality and letting me kind of tour your pre-K room. And I hope that if anybody's watching this that's curious, will come see you or at least contact you. Is there a way to connect with you somehow? Is there an
Yes,
email?
you can email me. It is wcao@htsch.org, or you can also call our school and arrange for a tour. We'd be happy to answer any other questions you may have. But calling the school also would be great, so that you could schedule a tour and come see the classroom for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.